It's a rough day at the beach.
Hey, it's Pastor Andy here, and isn't there anything more fun than taking silly photos? So we actually have a few silly photos today that we're going to use for a special game, but right now I want you to think about what we've been thinking about all week long, maybe all month long, maybe all July and June. Yeah, we're talking about faith, that's right.
So this week we've been talking about faith. You know that faith is believing what you can't see because of what you can see. I'm excited to know that even though we haven't seen Jesus face to face, we know what he did on a cross for you and for me.
All right, you guys ready to play this game? It's going to be a lot of fun. Little project for you to do, and then you can figure this out. So we have a few pictures that some of our small group leaders from Family Ministries has put together. They sent them in, so we're going to show them for 10 seconds and then take them off the screen, and I want you to recreate that photo. Take a picture of that photo, and we're going to upload it to the CLC parent page on Facebook, and you can see those pictures and see how close that you got to recreating the picture that our volunteers put up. So they're really fun. So here we go. You guys ready? All right. So 3, 2, 1. So we're going to take those pictures, and I know you're going to upload them, and once you upload them, we are going to judge those pictures to see how closely you could recreate the pictures that they were put up. And I hope you guys had fun doing this, and we're looking forward to seeing your pictures. And we're going to take out this. It's a contest. Yep, we're another Family Ministry contest. So whoever does the best job at recreating the pictures, we're going to have a bank of judges, a team of judges that are going to put it all together, and we're going to declare a winner, and there might be a little prize that comes along with this. So look forward to seeing your entries up on Facebook.
That
we get started with our story today, I wanted to show you a picture of one of my first Bibles that I ever owned. And doesn't this look like something out of the 70s? We know that the words, the way, was what the church was called in the New Testament. And so you can even see, I'm going to bring this up close so you can see it. But look, it even has my name from the, like look at my handwriting. Isn't it great? I love my handwriting, and I love that I actually put a little cross up there and everything. But so we are excited about reading our Bible. And in this Bible, guess what? There are so many different ideas that God has given us on how to live our lives. That there's a guy that we've been talking about for the past 3 weeks. Does anybody remember his name? That's right. He was an apostle. He was a preacher. He was a Jesus follower of the way, right? And his name was Paul. He had some crazy things that happened to him along the way. Because he was so bold in his faith to share Jesus. So check this out.
In a world full of angry people, one courageous man was willing to tell others about Jesus, even if he got beaten up, made fun of, and tossed into jail. The legend, the man of faith, Paul.
Sounds like a movie trailer, right? Well, in so many ways, Paul's life was just like a movie. He was beaten up, thrown in jail just for telling people about Jesus. And then finally in Jerusalem, Paul was arrested by the Romans. Roman soldiers, actually. And after an angry mob tried to kill him, the soldiers were actually afraid that the crowd would kill him. So they put him in jail, not because he'd done something wrong, but because they were trying to protect his life. I can't even imagine how scary that must have been for Paul. But Jesus himself, guess what? Appeared to Paul in prison. And he told Paul to be brave. And he knew that Paul had boldly told people about him. And as he still had more plans for Paul. So he was going to keep him alive to do his plans, to keep going no matter what. And he knew that in order to do that, Paul would need to have great courage. So since the people were plotting to kill Paul in Jerusalem, Paul was taken to the governor of Caesarea. And when Paul was with the governor, he requested to travel to Rome to stand trial before Caesar. And governor granted Paul's request. A Roman commander basically took Paul on the journey on a boat. So, on the way, Julius let Paul visit some of his friends in Sidon. And so they went to Sidon, and everybody waved to your friends in Sidon. That's right, Paul's waving. Well, from there, guess what? They sailed around Cyprus, transferred to a ship from Egypt, which was carrying grain to Italy. Well, all right, Italy's all the way across over here, and this is where we wanted to go, but they just got. So let's set sail. You guys ready? We get in our boat. And here we go. And the ship fought against waves, and they were coming over the ship and everything for many, many days. And eventually they arrived in a town on the island of Crete called Fair Haven. Paul could see that the longer they sailed on the ocean, the more dangerous it became. So he warned everybody what was coming. So he said, "Men, I can see that our trip is going to be dangerous. This ship and everything in it will be lost. Our own lives will be in danger also." Well, the captain of the ship's owner wanted to reach a better harbor to keep the ship safe for the winter. And so they wanted to go and reach a place called Phoenix. And it's not Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, so in order for you to kind of feel what it was like on the boat and everything, we're going to create a thunderstorm, if I can say that right. Thunderstorm. Yep, that's right, I got it now. All right, so we're going to put our hands together, just like this. And then we're going to go like this. So ready? So first thing we're going to do is do this. Ready? rub your hand back and forth. It sounds like a little bit like the rain. And the rain gets a little harder, so we're going to do this. Little raindrops that are coming. All right, the rain gets a little louder, so you might want to bang on the table or on your knees or on your legs. All right. And then when it gets a little less loud, we're going to go back to this. And then this. And that's a thunderstorm. Isn't that cool? Well, guess what? A gentle wind started to blow. And the ship's crew, so that's like this, a little gentle wind starts to blow. And the crew thought it was a good time to sail. They didn't listen to Paul's warning. And then soon the gentle wind grew, and it became the force of a hurricane. You can imagine what that was like. So like a hurricane, loud, and you can imagine that the men did whatever they could to try to save the ship, and they brought this lifeboat on board and tied the ropes underneath the ship to hold it together, and even threw cargo overboard. And they're all like, why did we bring all this grain anyway? Of course, I'm thinking, why did they bring all that cereal? So amidst all that chaos that was going on the boat, God spoke.
In a world where a ship is in great danger, God sends an angel to one man to encourage him. The angel explains that God will save the lives of everyone on board.
Okay, well then, the next morning, Paul encouraged the crew and his passengers, all 276 of them on board, by telling them what the angel had said. He told them to be brave because they needed to crash the ship onto the beach of an island in order to survive. And as you can imagine, the other people on the boat, didn't love this idea at all. And on the 14th night of the storm, they discovered that they were close to land. And the crew members were afraid of crashing, so they lowered the lifeboat. And guess what? They planned to escape and leave Paul and the other passengers behind. But Paul told Julius and the other soldiers that the crew had to stay with the ship. Well, they have to stay with the ship no matter what. It was the only way that they could be saved. And the soldiers decided to trust Paul, so they cut the ropes right from the lifeboat and let the boat drift away empty. So they did that, and just before dawn, Paul took some bread and thanked God with what they ate. And then the crew listened to Paul, and he ran the ship onto the beach.
In a world where it seems like you should do whatever you can to save the ship, one man leads the crew and his fellow passengers to run their ship onto a beach. The ship may break apart into pieces, but this man of God trusts God's promise that everyone will survive.
So, after they crashed onto the beach, the soldiers planned to kill Paul and the other prisoners to keep them from swimming to freedom. But Julius stopped them. Sure enough, everyone reached land safely, just as Paul had said they would. They landed on an island called Malta. The people there built a fire to welcome their visitors. And of course, Paul, being the nice guy that he is, says, hang on, I'll grab some sticks to help build the fire. And he gets out of the woods and he's picking up some sticks, and all of a sudden you hear Paul yell out, ow! And yikes, oh my gosh, Paul was bitten by a venomous snake. But just as he shook the snake off into the fire, everybody realized that he hadn't been hurt by the snake. And they figured he must be a god. Publius, their chief official, welcomed Paul and the others into his home. He said, let's see, where can I find Publius and his dad? Well, they realized Publius told him that his father was sick. Well, guess what? Paul went and prayed to ask God to heal his father. And he did. God healed him. And so they jumped for joy because they were so excited. And guess what? Other people heard that sick people were getting healed. So they came to ask Paul to pray for them too. And they were healed. And so then they all were rejoicing because of what God did. The people of Malta were so happy that they gave Paul supplies for his journey. Eventually, guess what? He made the journey to Rome, where the believers came out to meet him. Wow! What a story! Finally, Paul had made it to Rome. Let's have a movie trailer voice man close us out.
In a world where one man has endured storms, death threats, snakes, and angry mobs, that same man has made it to Rome. Now, under guard in a home, he will boldly share the good news of Jesus with everyone who visits him.
Wow, so Paul was still under guard, but he was in a house, not a jail. He'd spent 2 years telling people the good news of Jesus. And there was so many times along the way when Paul could have given up, but he faced storms, angry mobs, and people trying to kill him, being arrested, and even bitten by a snake. But through all his problems, Paul never gave up. He knew this, that here's the bottom line, guys. Knowing Jesus changes the way you see your problems. If you know someone, and Paul, guess what? He didn't see his problems as something that would stop him. He knew that Jesus was always with him, the good and bad times along the way. Well, thank you so much for everyone being here today. And I just thank you, Lord God, that knowing you changes the way we see our problems. We'll see you next week.